Movies aren't the only thing I watch. Here are the top 5 best and top 3 worst TV shows I saw in 2024. Coming in at number 5 for the best goes to Tulsa King Season 2. This was a role that is just made for Sylvester Stallone. Season 1 was absolutely fantastic. Season 2 is even better. The show is funny, it's thrilling, it's edge-of-your-seat madness, and even at his age, Sylvester Stallone still has what it takes. And this is the kind of performance where if you ever just doubt Stallone's acting prowess, this is what you watch. Tulsa King, by the way, Paramount Plus. Number 4 for the best I saw this year goes to Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Paramount Plus. It is a follow-up to TMNT Mutant Mayhem, which came out last year. Same animation style, which is fantastic. The voice acting is great. The stories, all the episodes are like little standalone stories of the Turtles fighting different bad guys, going on different adventures, and just beginning to end, the entire show is legitimately fun. Much like Mutant Mayhem was just a legitimately good movie, this is a legit good show. It's actually kind of funny because last year, Mutant Mayhem made my top 10 movies of the year, and here we are in 2024. The TV show follow-up made my top shows of the year. Coming in at number 3 for the worst I saw this year is Umbrella Academy Season 4 on Netflix. This show started out so good. Like, so good. It was one of the best things Netflix had done. And then each season just started going down, and then rock bottom. Like, Season 2 was good. Season 3 was decent. But 4, the show just, it tanked. I don't know if they tanked it on purpose or if they for some reason just thought what they were doing was actually good. But it wasn't. By the time the show ends, none of these characters are redeemable. They're all just absolutely horrible people. By the end of it, I didn't care whether they lived or died. I didn't care if they restored the timeline. I didn't care if they saved the world. I was kind of hoping the world would just explode and we would be rid of the Umbrella Academy forever. Just everything about Season 4 was a waste of time. Coming in at number 3 for the best shows I saw this year was Only Murders in the Building Season 4. Ever since I started watching Only Murders in the Building, it has been consistently in my top 3 every year. Last year, maybe the year before, might have been number 1 because it's just so good. This year, Season 4 is still very, very good, but I feel like it's just a teeny tiny step down from previous seasons. But the chemistry, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, still as powerful and as strong as ever. The additions of Eugene Levy, Zach Galifianakis, Eva Longoria, fantastic. Just the show is still as funny, hysterical as ever. The murder mystery is still incredibly, incredibly interesting. How they go about it, how they solve it, and the twist at the end to tease the next season. While it is amazing, it's just like a few teeny tiny points below the other seasons. Number 2 for the worst of the year goes to Star Wars, The Acolyte. I went into this with an open mind because I love Star Wars, and the shows on Disney Plus, they've been pretty good overall. The Mandalorian has been great. I know the last season really miffed a lot of people. It divided fans. Book of Boba Fett, not perfect, but I enjoyed it. Obi-Wan Kenobi was great. I went into this with an open mind, even with all of the controversy and all the stupid comments from the creator of the show. I can't even think of her name right now. From her, from the stars of the show, like that idiot, like, oh, Anakin blew up the Death Star. It's like, if you're going to be in Star Wars, at least know the lore. At least the big bullet points. You don't have to necessarily be a fan. You don't have to know everything, but you should at least know the big bullet points. And Luke blowing up the Death Star is a pretty big bullet point. But anyway, the show is it's just a drag. It's just a drag, and you don't care about these characters, like, at all. The only redeeming quality that this show has are the lightsaber battles. Like Daphne Keene, she is absolutely amazing in this. She's probably the only one in this show who doesn't just totally suck. The tease of Darth Plagueis, cool, and it is a teeny tiny, like, 0.1 bummer. We're not going to see a continuance of it, but at the same time, the show is just, in general, so bad, so horribly acted, just such a mess, and ignoring lore. Like, it ignores so much established lore. I'm glad it got canceled. Number 2 for the best this year goes to Fallout. Now, I was skeptical like everybody else. How do you turn a role-playing video game where your decisions map out how the game goes for your character? How do you turn that into a show? Prime figured it out. We're introduced to a lot of aspects of the game, from characters to locations. Walton Goggins is our main ghoul, and he steals the show. Like, he is absolutely amazing in the role. Ella Purnell is our main vault dweller. She, too, is just fantastic. The depiction of the Brotherhood of Steel, just so good. Just everything about Fallout was just so mind-blowingly good. The show was practically perfect. The worst TV show I saw this year goes to Prime's, pretty sure it was on Prime, Sausage Party Foodtopia. Now, the movie itself, Foodtopia, or Sausage Party, sorry, the movie is not good. I didn't see it in theaters. I watched it streaming, and I felt like I wanted my money back. So the fact that I watched the show was actually in the back of my mind as I'm going through the episodes. It's like, why am I watching this? And I still question myself because the show is so bad. Like, oh, it's so bad. Where Netflix's Unfrosted is painfully unfunny, Sausage Party Foodtopia is painfully unfunny. It relies on the gross out factor of, food having sex, food murdering food, and it doesn't work. And I believe this got renewed for a second season. Like, I don't understand how Prime renews their shit shows. Like, they renewed this. They renewed The Rig from last year. I believe it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. But you have something like Paper Girls, which was a great show, that got canceled. It's like, I don't understand Prime. I just don't. Now, the best show I saw this year was on Max, and it was The Penguin. Just everything about The Penguin, beginning to end, was just as if edge of your seat thrilling. Colin Farrell took what he did in The Batman and amplified it. He created a character, Oz Cobb, the Penguin, and he's truly made it his own. Now, there's definitely elements where he is comic accurate, but this is also an Elseworld story, which means it takes place on a different Earth from the main continuity of the DCU. So eventually we're going to get a different Penguin for whatever the main continuity is, in possibly Brave and the Bold. Don't know who's going to be the villain in that, obviously. But just Colin Farrell kills it as the Penguin. And Kristen Milotti as Sophia Falcone. Holy shit. If she does not win the Emmy for her performance in this, it is going to be a robbery. It is absolute travesty if she does not win this. Because she, just by herself, every time she is on screen, you can't help but pay attention. And obviously part of it is her beauty, but it's it's also just her acting prowess and what she brings to Sophia Falcone. Not just sympathy, but pure hatred. And Melody just brings it to life in such a way where you cannot keep your eyes off. And the show is a great continuance to The Batman, and it creates elements that we could see in The Batman Part 2, and it makes me excited for The Batman Part 2. Well, that's it for my top 5 best and worst TV shows I saw in 2024. What were your favorite or least favorite shows that you saw? Make sure to leave a comment to discuss. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time.